Shalom, super moms. Shalom means peace in Hebrew, and I am here today to talk to you all about how we homeschool. You've seen a little bit about you've seen a little bit of our homeschool. In the last video, you saw where we were doing makeup work and everything. And as you can see, I'm outside today. It's a nice, beautiful day. So I figured I would record out today. And of course, the little ones, they're out running around. So if my attention seems divided, that's what's going on. I'm watching, you know, what's going on around me. Because with these boys, as y'all see, it's a lot of activity, a lot. And so then with being outside, gotta make sure they stay safe, because man, I tell y'all, I save lives every day. Alright, so anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is walk y'all down our schedule. I think it's a very simple schedule. Yes? Okay. It's a very simple schedule. And of course, with each and every child coming along, I have to make, you know, new adjustments and things like that. So, I'm not going to be before you all long. I'm going to get to the point and get through this video. And I hope it is also helpful for those of you that want to also try homeschool. Just to give you an idea of how hours flow, especially with 4 different age groups. So first on the schedule, we start off 7 a.m. in the morning, and I will say it like this: this schedule is not it's our schedule, but we're not on this schedule like this all the time. If we actually follow the schedule, like stay on schedule every day, like, whoa, celebrate. But basically right now it's just a guide. So we know that, okay, this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens after that, and then this happens after that. And we kind of follow that. We may not be on the right time frame, but it's close enough. So we start off at 7 a.m. I got my notes right here in front of me. So we start off at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. includes me waking the boys up. Most of the time they're already awake. So it includes me letting the boys know that they can go ahead and come out their rooms and start with breakfast. I have a little thing. I have lots of like little sayings that I like to say to get their attention with lots of things. Y'all know how teachers do. So we have a little saying where, you know, we'll shout it out down the hallway, and when they hear that, they'll respond and come out the room. And the reason for that is because before, they would just come out the rooms whenever they woke up, and that was very chaotic, because they would come out of their rooms before we got up, and they would go to fussing and arguing and things like that, and messes being made, and it was like, no. So when they wake up, you stay in your rooms until we call you out. And, you know, they just stay in the rooms and be quiet, hang out, and all of that. And then when we let them know it's time for breakfast, then they'll come out and come into the kitchen and get started with breakfast. So we'll eat breakfast, and then after breakfast, then they go straight to getting washed up. So brushing teeth, washing faces, brushing their hair, changing their clothes, making up their beds, making sure their rooms are tidy, and then they make their way back to the kitchen to do their chores. And their chores are basically getting the table area cleaned up where they just ate. So one of them will be cleaning the table, the other one will be cleaning the chairs, and the other will be cleaning the floor, so sweeping. And once they're done with that, we'll meet up in the classroom area. And then once everyone is in the classroom area and we're ready to go and it is time to get started, typically the schedule is 8 o'clock is when school starts. But a lot of times we start after, but we still end up getting done on time and sometimes earlier. But 8 o'clock is officially school time. I have a timer on my phone. I actually have alarms. I have alarms on my phone for when it's time for school, for when it's time for each one to get started with their individual work too. So 8 o'clock is when we start school, and we start school off with circle time. Circle time, we all come together, they sit down on the blanket, and we go over what the day is, the days of the week, the month, the days of the weeks, the days of the week, the months of the year. So we go over the date, we go over different things like the colors, shapes, numbers, and of course with each child that's older, like my third grader, it will be something a little bit more challenging. Like I may have, like there may be a number of the day and I may have him count to that number in a different language. So we've practiced, of course, Hebrew, we've practiced Spanish. So it'll be something like that. And sometimes my third grader, which he's been doing it a lot lately, he will facilitate circle time. So while I'm getting materials and things ready for school, he will lead circle time.
Is that right?
And he really enjoys that. Like if I just out of habit just start running circle time, he's like, Mama, wait, I want to do circle time. I'm like, I'm sorry, go ahead. And so towards the end of circle time, we do we recite the Shema. That's Deuteronomy 6 and 4. So that's where it's talking about the Most High is one, and you teach that diligently to their children and all of that. But not the whole thing. We just go over just that first part. So they recite that, and then we go over the 10 Commandments. And they basically know the 10 Commandments by heart.
Yes, we do.
But we will go over like what each one means, things like that. Then by 8:30, we go into our Bible time. So Bible time, we have like a certain lesson that we'll do each day. Sometimes that lesson or that topic will be just for that day, or it may be for 2 days, or it may be for that week. Like this is the topic for the week. And we'll go over that. So I have, we'll read different scripts in the Bible. I have, well, really, AJ received it as a gift from his doctor's office when he was a toddler. It's a children's picture Bible or story Bible. So I'll read a little bit of that, like read like the gist of what's happening, and then read it out of the Bible, and we'll talk about it. I'll have them color pictures, things like that. So that's our Bible lesson. So then 9 o'clock, we jump into individual work. So by 9 o'clock, they break out into their designated areas. Designated areas is the place that they go to play quietly. So we have a place on the circle time chart where we rotate their names so they know exactly where they're going, because it got to the point that they were fussing over who's going to go where. So I have the chart where we rotate and they know that, okay, this child is going to that room, this child is going to that room, and this child is going to that room. Since they share rooms and they don't have their individual rooms, so we have that rotation system going on. And my 2-year-old, Azari, he goes first. So at 9 o'clock, they break out into their designated areas, and then my 2-year-old stays with me, and then we'll go over his lesson. And so we go over things like colors and looking at pictures and getting him to repeat those words, pointing out different things. I can say certain things and have him point them out, and things like that. Just whatever he needs to work on developmentally for his age. Like right now we are working on recognizing money. So really just getting him to be able to point out, oh yeah, that's money right there. So if I say, where's the money? Getting him to get to the point that he can look around and go, ooh, and he can pick up, you know, a coin or something, or see $1 and point to it and know that that's money. We're also working on big and small. He really likes going over that. So things like that. Oh, and counting. He loves to count. He loves to hold up his fingers, and he wants you to count along with him. And then when you get to 5, he wants a high 5. And then once he gets to 10, he wants a double high 5. So yeah. So then we do that. You know, it's very quick because it's very simple. The point is just to get him exposed to those things, and then over and over again, to the point that he's able to recognize things and say things. So we go about 15 minutes. So by 9:15, I send him with one of his brothers. They like to babysit. And then 9:15 will be my 5-year-old's turn. So Amir will come in. I'll call him, Amir, it's your turn. And then he'll come, and he's in 4K. And so we'll begin 4K work. So 9:15 is 4K time. So he'll come in, I'll tell him which books to grab, and he'll get his books and come to the desk, either his own desk or come to my desk, and we'll work on what he needs to work on. And then once he's done, then next is my first graders. So at 10 o'clock, so from 9:15 to 10 o'clock is my 4K-er. So he's only working like 45 minutes, and that's plenty of time. So sometimes we get done early. So by 10 o'clock is first grade time. So then my first grader comes in, and we get started with his work. And so we do, of course, a little bit more, and we do a little bit more instructional things too. So for example, if he's learning to add double-digit numbers, you know, like 12 plus 11. So I am showing him, you know, up on the board how to do that. Like today we worked on place value, and so I showed him the place value chart with the straws, and we were going over that, and he got it like that. And and then I'll have like some sheets, or they have their books, workbooks, things like that to work in. And if there's something that I need to show pictures of, or really go into details, demonstrations, show a video, things like that, we'll do that. So then after first grade, then at 11 o'clock is 3rd grade time. And that's my oldest, AJ, my 9-year-old. So 3rd grade time, he'll come in, and a lot of times he's at the point now where he knows which books to grab. He'll just go and grab his books and go and sit at his desk and get started. If he needs help with something, he'll come and ask me about it, and we'll work through it. So same thing. Some things I may have to, there's more instructional things. I may have to go through and do a whole instructional lesson up on the board with manipulatives, a video, things like that. And and yeah, so he's also like with science, he's been working on like research assignments. So he's learning to go online and like research different things. So instead of him going on Google, I have him go to another site. What's the site that you search? Did you do your research on? Kittle. Okay, so Kittle. So I found that it's through Google, but it's like a kid version of Google, and he can go on and research. So when he was doing his last research, it was on different animals, He had to research, you know, their habitat, what they ate, what they drank, how they got their water, things like that. So with the research, he really enjoyed doing that. He really enjoyed that independence too. So much so that I would forget that he had, you know, more of his research to complete. And he's like, Mama, I need to finish my research. I'm like, go ahead, go do your research, son. So anyway, after he's done with all of his work assignments and everything, it's usually about 12 o'clock. By 12 o'clock, he's done. And after that, they go on outside. So then they have playtime. If it's cold outside, if it's raining outside, of course, playtime is inside. So they just go to the playroom and just play until lunchtime. Lunchtime is typically 12:30. So they have 30 minutes, you know, go outside, enjoy themselves. Kind of like, we're done with school. Have some fun. And even though they're playing before they start their schoolwork, but anyway, but sometimes to get some fresh air, get outside, run around, scream, holler, yay! And then 12:30, we start with lunch. Lunch, I call them in, get cleaned up, and they have lunch. And then after lunch, they do their chores again, do the table, do the chairs, do the floors. And then after that, then it's nap time or quiet time. Because the older ones, they don't really go to sleep, but I do expect them to be quiet during that time because, hey, that is also mommy's break time. So I look at the day as my work day. And as anybody else that's working a job, you need breaks. And so that is my break. So if you're not going to go to sleep, you are going to be quiet. And so what also happens at that time, so nap time starts at 1 o'clock. So again, remember, we may not be exactly on the time schedule, but we're in that order. And so sometimes what will happen is if, like the older two, my first grader, my third grader, if they do not finish all of their assignments on time, like if they don't finish all of their assignments for that day, like by the time it's 11 o'clock or by the time it's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock is not only nap time, but it's also work time for first grade and third grade also. I have it listed on my schedule as just first grade and third grade time. It's just some time allotted for them to get, you know, their assignments done if they didn't get it all done during their original time. But lately they haven't had that issue. They have been working. And so, because they're real focused on trying to get things done early so they can go outside. And they've been doing great. So we don't really use that time that often now. So now it's pretty much just 1 o'clock is quiet time, nap time. And then I have my lunch then, and then, you know, relax, maybe take a nap also. So from 1 to 2 o'clock is like that makeup work time if it's needed. But if not, then it's nap time, quiet time. And nap time goes through 3 o'clock. Or if we start nap time late, like 1:20, 1:30, then it'll go to 3:30. 3:30 at the latest. Because at 3:30, I want them to be able to just play during the day. Like just play, go outside like they're doing right now. And just play. And then once, because now that it's nice outside, you know, whenever it starts to get cool or it starts to get dark, come on inside. Clean your toys up, come on inside for dinner. But our homeschool day basically is over at like officially 2 o'clock. But that's just if it's needed. But again, technically we are done at 12 o'clock. So 12 o'clock, and then they go outside to play, and then there's lunch. And then there's nap time or makeup time if that's needed. So yeah, so that's what our day looked like in homeschool. And that's Monday through Thursday. Fridays, as you all saw in the last video, it's a little different. We're not really on that same schedule. We're not really on a schedule at all on Fridays. Fridays, that's the day for them to, instead of us doing circle time, I have a circle time sheet where they fill out the worksheet. It's got the letter of the day, it's got the number of the day on it, it's got where they have to put what the weather is and things like that. Write their name and all these different activities. So I have them work on that. All right, so Amir, what are you making?
I'm making a cool house.
A cool house? All right. So this one, I see you got the house, you got the door. Nice. AJ, what are you making?
I'm making a 2-story house. This might take a while.
Okay.
This might take a while.
Right. Amari, what are you making?
I'm gonna put 2 more right here on the side. I'm making people.
I see.
So this one
Look
is.
at you.
So this one is Mama, and this one is me, and this one is. This one is. Jada.
Okay. They work on ABC Mouse. And yes, I have all 4 of them working on ABC Mouse. I'm trying to get AJ to get through, like completely done with ABC Mouse. ABC Mouse has 10 levels. He's on level 9. And so I'm trying to get him to get done with ABC Mouse, because ABC Mouse goes up to 3rd grade as far as, you know, academic level. But of course AJ is like, he's past that, so it's all like super easy to him. But I've already have him enrolled in Adventure Academy also. But right now I'm wanting him to really focus on getting done with ABC Mouse, so that way he can at least have all of that completed, and then he really can focus on Adventure Academy. So right now on Adventure Academy, he does a lot of just playing games. So he's always on there playing tag, things like that. I don't even know what else he plays on there, because tag is like his go-to. And so the other children that they log on to Adventure Academy to play, he's playing against them, playing tag. So they're having to tag each other and run and hide and all those things. But anyway, that is our homeschool day. And that's what it looks like. And we do that every day. We may have class outside. We may have class in the living room. Sometimes if I'm, you know, just super tired, we may have class, you know, in my bedroom. You know, like, y'all, I don't feel like getting out of the bed today. Let's do school in here. And they're like, yeah! They're always excited. We may go to the park and have school at the park. So that's the fun and cool thing about homeschooling. When I worked in the public school system, nice days like this, I used to love to have class outside. I had blankets and sheets in my closet in my classroom, and so on nice days like this, and my students were well behaved, because I was very big on classroom management, and so they did well. I'm like, y'all, let's go outside. Here's your work, y'all. I went over what we gotta do. Y'all wanna go outside and do your work? And they're like, yes. I'm like, all right, let's go. Line them up, quiet down the hallway, and we'll go outside, spread out the sheets, the blankets, and do our work right there. I had a basket where, just like what I do with my boys now, we have a basket to turn in their work. I had a basket then too, and I have that with me while we're outside on the blankets, and when they finish their work, they come and put their papers in the basket, and then just enjoy outside. So I've always enjoyed that, you know, that freedom. But again, that is our homeschool day. Oh, here you go again with the faces, y'all. You're so silly. All right, y'all. So, oh yeah. So my 7-year-old is here. My 1st grader. Tell everyone hi.
Hi.
All right. So I will. Are you showing them your tooth? He lost his first tooth, y'all.
I know you can see them.
Yes, you gotta be still so it can see you. There you go. All right, y'all. So that is how we homeschool. That is our schedule. That's what it looks like. That's what we do. So with all of that being said, remember to enjoy the journey, and I will see y'all next time.